a sword that gives you power, a guy that is covered in armor, played by Idris Elba, and a villain with a skull for a face. Man, that sounds absurd, right? But it's true. All of it. Masters of the Universe just came out today. And I'm here to offer my view on it and my outlook on the different themes that were presented and on kind of my reactions that I had during the movie, because I had a lot of reactions to this. Let's get into it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Nolan, and I used to do movie reviews, and now I'm going to dive a little bit deeper. And that is what this, it's not a trial video, but it is going to be a deeper dive into the characters and themes around movies, and that's what I want this channel to become, is kind of diving into it. Now I will be offering my review, but it's gonna be minimal compared to exploring the themes and the characters and the hero's journey and everything in between. And don't worry, as I said, I will be doing a movie review. I'll be giving a score, but that's going to be later in the video. It's not going to be right off the bat, hey, here's what I think of this. No, it's going to be diving into the characters and maybe diving into a little bit of the lore, and it's also going to be my reactions to the movie itself, because this is basically my first reaction to Masters of the Universe, because it just came out today and I just went to the earliest showing. So yeah, this might be a long video, it might not be. I don't know what this will turn out to be, but I'm excited to find out. Alright, so He-Man and the Masters of the Universe came out in the 80s, and basically it blew up around the world, and it became a worldwide phenomenon. And He-Man kind of became this symbol of masculinity and kind of what a hero could be. And we all have the hero inside of us. And then we have the original He-Man and the Masters of the Universe movie with Dolph Lundgren playing Adam, the human version of He-Man. And I thought it was just really cool. I can't say too much about the new movie, but you'll have to go see for yourself when I say there is a very special cameo. I'm excited to talk about this, to dive into the characters. So, let's start with Adam. Adam is a very simple and plain put nerd. And I'm not going to dive too far into the plot. I'm not going to give spoilers. But I will say that Adam's hero's journey is one of the best told in modern cinema. The reason I say that is because we haven't really seen, and this is my opinion, we haven't really seen a hero's journey like this since Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy. And I know that's a huge comparison, but when you watch the movie, you'll see what I mean. Adam is this kind of, I don't want to say, he's a nerd, but he goes and works out, and he goes about his life, about his boring job, and he's just normal. And then he's presented with a higher calling, which he knew he would get eventually, but he's presented with a higher calling. And it's everything he dreamed about. But then he questions who he is when he gets to the top. And I think that speaks for a lot of people. It speaks for a lot of people's mental health and kind of what people go through when they're lonely. And I loved this movie because it kind of embraced this. It showed a loneliness that is rarely shown in cinema. And yes, Adam was a part of a team, but before he had his calling, he was basically by himself. And so what I love is kind of the hero's journey that he goes on. I mean, there's a lot of other characters, but there's a reason that Adam is the one who's the main. One, because they wrote Masters of the Universe like that. The other is because, well, he's the perfect protagonist, perfect hero. And so I just loved being able to see his growth throughout the entire movie. And I'm excited to see kind of where this character evolves from now. He's evolved so much, but I'm excited to see where he evolves to. Next up, let's talk about Sir Idris Elba. Yes, he was knighted. Let's talk about his character of Master at Arms. One of the best father figure characters in all of cartoon history, all of cinema history, in my opinion. There's a certain humanity, but also a certain strength there that is rarely depicted in cinema. There was so many themes in this movie that are rarely depicted in cinema. And I think it's just amazing how they were able to fit those themes. Maybe the producers and directors didn't know that they were fitting those themes in there, but when you're a director, you need to know what kind of the emotion of the scene and the motion of the scene. But overall, Master at Arms is one of the best characters in this movie. He also has his own hero's journey, which is amazing to me because we not only get one person having a hero's journey, but we have two. It's an amazing movie. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just an amazing movie. I won't talk too long about Master at Arms, but the way Sir Idris Elba portrayed him was very, very macho, very brooding, but also with a certain humility. And I just find that really cool. All right, and then next up we have Tila. I think that as far as supporting characters go, I wouldn't really put Tila in a supporting characters category. She is a main character. Although she may not have a hero's journey like Adam or Master at Arms do, she does have a journey all of her own, trying to prove herself and protect her family, which is very awesome to see. And I have to give kudos to all the performers in this movie. But of the main, I guess you could say four, of the main three protagonists, we got Tila, we got Master at Arms, and we got Adam. I think they are all portrayed very heroically, but also show that they have struggles. And it is just an amazing thing to see. As far as Tila goes, I do think that she is one of the best written characters in this movie. She is kind of the leader, and it's actually pretty cool to see. I don't know. I just loved this movie. I'm definitely going to have to rewatch it. But I am just excited that I got to go see this. And if you have a theater near you, or if you want to take a friend, this is a perfect, let's get our friends together and go see this kind of a movie. It's a very good family-friendly movie. It is so well made. It is so well made. Next up, we have the villain. A guy with a skull for a face. How is that guy ever going to be a villain? And a convincing one, too. Well, ask Skeletor. Yes, the guy with the skull for a face is called Skeletor. He is portrayed in this by Jared Leto. A lot of people don't like Jared Leto. But I gotta tell you, his performance of Skeletor is one of the best portrayals of a villain in modern cinema. He has the right theatrics that Skeletor had in the cartoon, and he has the comedic timing. I mean, he has the gravity and depth, but he also knows when not to hold back. And the fight choreography in this movie, I don't know if you will understand. The fight choreography in this movie is so good. Like, if I could wish to combine two universes, I would love to combine He-Man and the Mortal Kombat universe. I just think it'd be an amazing thing, because the fight choreography in Masters of the Universe is one of the best fight choreographer, one of the best choreographed movies when it comes to fighting. I mean, the sword fighting, and you got the gunplay, and then you got all of your supporting cast of characters. It is just an amazing thing to see. And I gotta give it to the hench person of the week, Lockjaw. I gotta say, the portrayal of Lockjaw, I did not think that you could take a cartoon and have a guy that has a metal jaw and put him in a movie and make him look like he could actually exist. But this movie does that. And I just find that very cool. Going back to Jared Leto's Skeletor, I think that, yes, Jared Leto gets a bad rap, but I think this movie will turn it around for him. His portrayal of Skeletor is, as I said, one of the best portrayals of a villain in modern cinema. And so I definitely am excited to see what they do going forward with Masters of the Universe, whether or not this opening weekend for it is a success or not. I'm excited to see what happens. Now, for the moment you have all been waiting for, let's get to the review portion. Alright, so it's time for the review. But how do you review a movie as good as this? Although there are a few plot holes, there are a few time skips, they're not as noticeable as you may think. I do think that although I love this movie, there are some flaws. As with any film, there's never gonna be a perfect movie. And I will stand by that. There's never gonna be a perfect movie. And I definitely think that every movie relies on movies before it, but this has multiple shows to rely on. And a movie. But I think that one of the most crucial things about Masters of the Universe is the hero's journey that Adam goes on. That is one of the most crucial parts, and that is what I am going to raise the bar for movies that I review going forward. At least superhero movies. I do think that overall, this movie gets like a 9.5. In my 9.5 out of 10. In my book, 9.5 out of 10. And the other 0.5 that's missing is just some minor plot holes. Like, there's not really many major plot holes. And I will say that I was confused at the inclusion of Orko and how they did that. But I totally understand. And leaving the audience wanting more. It's one of the best things about modern cinema is that they leave the audience wanting more. So, yeah. I'm definitely going to have to go rewatch this. But overall, that's my review, is a 9.5. Alright, so to wrap up, we talked about Adam. We talked about Tila. We talked about Master-at-Arms. We talked about Skeletor. The main 4 characters of this movie. We talked about them all. We also went through my review. And I took a little deep dive and kind of gave my knowledge and my insight into these characters. But if you have a different insight, I would love to hear it. And I'm excited for next weekend. Next weekend, Disclosure Day comes out. I'm going to go see that and then review it. And so be on the lookout for that. Anyways, I hope that everyone has a fantastic weekend day whenever you're watching this. And go see Masters of the Universe in theaters. It's amazing.